how are ya? Welcome back to my channel for another honest review series. It's been a while since I've done one of these and I really love reviewing things. It's just fun to give my unfiltered thoughts about products. Today is a unsponsored review for Drunk Elephant. I was gifted these products, thank God, because I would not be able to afford 11 Drunk Elephant products by myself, but nobody's asking me to make this video and nobody is paying me to do so. So that means my thoughts can be as unfiltered as I want about all of these things. I have had a crush on Drunk Elephant for a long time. I think that they are just a great brand, but they have been quite out of my price range. I'm getting to the phase in my life where I can start to afford spending a little bit more on skincare, and I'm not really a big makeup person. I think it's a lot of fun, but given the choice, I would rather spend more money on skincare than makeup because I would rather just have like naturally radiant, clean, clear skin than have to spend money trying to cover my skin. And I'm a big fan of the no makeup look as well. So I'm kind of getting to a point where some of these things I will actually probably rebuy with my own money, and some of these things are just absolutely not worth it to me. So without further ado, this is going to be a review of 11 of their most popular products. Now, I want to preface this by saying I don't know a lot about skincare. I'm just an average everyday girl, but hopefully it's nice to have a very average perspective on this. But one thing I do know, I learned this from watching a lot of different skincare YouTubers. There are a few things that should never be in skincare, such as fragrances is one, essential oils, silicone, drying alcohols, chemical sunscreens, and a couple that I'm not as familiar with, SLS, not gonna lie, don't fully know what that is, but Drunk Elephant's whole philosophy is that there's 6 things that will never be in their skincare, and the ones I care most about, like fragrance, essential oil, silicone, are never in their products. So it's great that it takes the guesswork out of it and I don't have to wonder if this product is going to do more harm than good for my skin. I do appreciate that. Things that are a little bit more painful are the prices, but we're going to assess the price one by one with the product to let you know if I think it's worth my money or not, and then you can make your own decision. And I will link all these things down below, so it makes it really easy for you to jump into your own research if you'd like. Let's start with this. This is the C Tango Vitamin C Eye Cream. The claim to fame for this one is it has 8 different types of peptides and 5 different types of vitamin C. So it's supposed to help create a firmer and stronger area around your eyes. Eye cream is something that I started as a very little girl because I noticed that some of my family members, their problem area was actually their eyelids. So I took note. I was like, that's in my genetics. So I do care a lot about eye cream. I have heard some people say eye cream is just overpriced moisturizer. I think it's up to your own opinion. This little thing is $64. That's a little bit pricey for me, but I will say I have loved this. I do struggle with some dry flakiness around my eyes sometimes, and since using this, it has been completely gone. And I will tell you which of these things I have reached for most often. I should have said this in the beginning. I've been using these products for a little over 2 months now. Some of these things I'll notice I'll reach for every single day, and some of these things once or twice a week, and some of these things I honestly just never reach for. So this is something that I do reach for every single day. Price point, I would say it's kind of hard to justify, but as far as me liking it, I really love it. It's just a very lightweight, clean formula. Next, let's stay on the theme of vitamin C. So this is the C-firma Day Serum. They boast about the antioxidant complex of this, that it has a ton of great things in there for you. I know vitamin C is often used to brighten the skin and to firm the skin. It also helps prevent UV photo damage, which is awesome. This is made for the daytime, so I have been using this before my sunscreen and then foundation. One funny thing about this, my best friend warned me about this actually. She said, Michelle, just so you know, this kind of smells like ham. And as soon as I used it, I couldn't unsmell it. There is kind of like a hammy scent to it, which is kind of funny, but that kind of brings me comfort to know they haven't tried to disguise the natural smell of all these antioxidants with some sort of fragrance or essential oil. I would much rather have a small ham smell when I'm applying this than be putting fragrance on my skin. So I really appreciate that. The texture of this is like a very thick oil, and when you rub it into your skin, it actually has a little bit of a sticky texture. It's not as slick as a normal oil, and it kind of sits on the surface a little bit more than other serums I've used. But the kicker is the cost of this is $80. There are some things in here that I think are more essential and better priced than this. If vitamin C is something that you really care about, then I think this is going to be one of the best options for a daytime vitamin C. But for me personally, there are things that I would definitely buy before rebuying this one. Okay, this is probably in my top 2 favorites. This is the Umbra Sheer Physical Daily Defense SPF 30. And this I can't believe I'm gonna say this, like in this phrasing, but this is only $34. Which for this level and quality of skincare, $34 is actually not that bad. In my eyes, worth it as far as price points go. And sunscreen is something that I gravitate towards every single day. I did not know that there was such a thing as chemical sunscreens and how bad they were for you. And maybe you have experienced this as well, but mineral sunscreens often leave a really noticeable white cast. Like you look like a ghost and you can't rub it into your skin. And I'm very pale, so I can't even imagine how much of a hassle that is for people with darker complexions than me. So I do really appreciate that this is so sheer. The texture of this is different than any other sunscreen texture I have used before. It is a little bit, it looks grainy, but it does not feel grainy. And it has a little bit more viscosity than a normal sunscreen in my opinion, almost like a slight bounce to it. Kind of like toothpastey, but it rubs in really well and leaves almost no white cast behind. I weirdly like the smell. This is gonna sound odd. To me, the smell smells like pasta water. And my only complaint is I have used some sunscreens in the past that have a higher SPF. I feel like 30 is on the lower end to what I normally find, but overall it feels much cleaner than anything I have bought in the past. And this is one of my favorite things. I will definitely rebuy this. Okay, this one is probably my least favorite, but I'm very intrigued by it and I want to be able to use it properly. I just haven't been able to. I will explain that a bit further. This is the TLC, I'm gonna say this wrong, Sukurai Baby Facial AHA plus BHA mask. This is a face mask and this is $80. Yeah, face masks last a little bit longer because you don't do them as frequently. So in my mind, an expensive face mask is a bit more justified because you keep it for longer. This exfoliates the pore lining and gets rid of dead skin cells. And the suggested use is to leave this on for 20 minutes. And it says a tingling will occur. Boy, does it. I'm pretty tough. Like, I don't often complain whenever I get my blood drawn or get shots or even facials. I always have extractions done when I get facials. Like, I'm pretty tough. But this, the first time I tried it, I only made it about 2 minutes until I had to wash it off. The second time I tried it, I really tried to leave it on for longer. I lasted about 4 minutes. It burns, but I think it's probably really doing its job. So if you can put up with the maybe up to 20 minutes of the burning sensation, then I think it probably is pretty dang potent and would do a really good job of removing skin cells and cleaning pore lining. I've seen some people review this and try this to where the next couple days there's some kind of shedding on their skin, but then a couple days after that it looks flawless, almost like getting a chemical peel. I just haven't been able to make it past 4 minutes. So those are my thoughts on that. Hopefully that's helpful. I think it probably does great things. I just need to work up to being able to tolerate it for longer. This is the F-Balm Electrolyte Water Facial Mask. This is another face mask, and this one is a lot better priced than the last one. This one's $52. So almost a solid $30 less than the other one. This is much more my speed, my style. I have kind of drier skin, and this is just a super hydrating face mask. And it's full of antioxidant-rich vitamin F, which I had not heard a lot about vitamin F until this. So I think it's great. I love this. This is something that I would rebuy as kind of like a special treat. Maybe like a birthday present for myself or a Christmas present for myself. But this is actually something that I have been using at least once a week when my skin feels dry, and you can wear it as an overnight mask as well. Almost just like a very hydrating moisturizer. Wear it all night and wash it off when you wake up in the morning. This is in my top 2, 3. I just remembered one other thing. This is definitely in my top 2 or 3. This is the number 9 Jelly Cleanser. This is just a very gentle, delicate, everyday face wash, and it comes in at $32 for this big bottle. I've been using this once a day, every day, some days twice a day. It depends when I'm showering in the day, if I'm washing my face at my sink or my shower, but once or twice a day for the last 2 months, and there still feels like there's so much in here. By the feel of it, it feels like there might be this much left. So if you use this once a day and you just use a small little pea-sized amount, I bet you this thing will last you 4 or 5 months. So in my mind, the cost of this is very, very justified. This says an innovative jelly cleanser that removes all traces of makeup, excess oil, pollution, and any other grime for the day. Definitely agree with that. I feel like it does a really good job of cleansing without feeling stripped. skin does not feel too overly dry. And this is what that looks like. It almost looks like an oil, but it does make a little bit of a lather as you wash up, and it just does a great job. There's almost no scent to it as well. It's basically my definition of like the most ideal, gentle, but gets the job done everyday cleanser. And this is one of the things that I will most full-heartedly recommend trying out or buying, and I will definitely be buying this again, maybe for the rest of my life. This might just be one of the most expensive things, might be the most expensive thing from this haul. This is the TLC Framboos Glycolic Resurfacing Night Serum, and this bad boy comes in at $90. This is another AHA BHA gel, and this also says might cause a small amount of tingling, but this doesn't really bother me much at all. I feel slight tingling, but it's hardly even noticeable, hardly even there. If you're looking for something that's resurfacing, I would maybe recommend this over the face mask because it feels more approachable and it's only $10 more. I haven't really reached for it very often though, so considering the price point and how often I haven't reached for it and my needs, I won't be repurchasing this, but I do think if you're looking for something to really resurface your skin, it's a really good option and definitely better than like some sketchy low price thing that might burn your skin off. Okay, we have 4 items left, but this next one is the last of my top 3 favorites for sure. This is the Proteiny Polypeptide Moisturizer. This comes in at $68, which is pretty pricey, but it is such a good moisturizer. I've been using this daily and nightly. It's a nice, lightweight, but still hydrating moisturizer. And when you want something a little more heavy duty, it mixes really well with an oil that I'm about to show you. It has signal peptides, growth factors, supportive amino acids, and pygmy water lily, probably said that wrong, which helps skin tone, texture, and firmness. One thing that I really appreciate about this is this container. It has like a little pump cap. So you apply a certain number of swipes to your skin. So you push down. As you swipe your finger across the top of this, a little bit comes out, and I just have been using a tiny little bit because I love it and I don't want to waste it. And it's just, the things that I like the most are the best, simple, everyday, practical type of items. And this is something that I have literally used twice a day, every day since I got it. So it is quite pricey, but it is one of the few pricier items from this thing that I would consider rebuying for sure. Next, the Be Hydra Intensive Hydration Serum. This one comes in at $48, and I love this. This is just a nice, lightweight, but hydrating serum. Again, I probably am gravitating towards these things because I do have a little bit drier of skin, but considering everything, this is on the more respectable price point end of this spectrum at least. It says think of it as a cool drink of water for your thirsty skin. It has vitamin B5 in it, and one thing that I love about these, a lot of these are this way, to access the little pump bottle, you just twist this and the pump pops up. I love good packaging. This is what it looks like. It really is somewhere between a moisturizer and a serum. Very, very lightweight, but very, very hydrating. This is one thing that I would consider rebuying again, though it's not as necessary or as everyday as some of these other items. I do really like it. Next, this is the A Passione Retinol Cream. Might have said that one wrong. This little guy comes in at $74. And I will say, I actually was prescribed a retinol cream back when I had some different skin issues by a dermatologist, and I spent more money on that retinol than this one. So I guess looking at it from that point of view, this price point is justified, but I no longer really use a retinol. I know it's important for anti-aging, but this is a 1% vegan retinol with superfood rich ingredients. It diminishes the appearance of fine lines, deep wrinkles, and sun damage. I do think that this is very important and helpful for anti-aging, but me being in my phase of life right now, it's something I should be thinking about, but in all honesty, I'm not thinking about it as much as like hydrating and sun protection and all of that kind of stuff. So for me personally right now, I probably won't rebuy this considering the price point, but ask me again in 10 years and I will probably be buying this. Last but not least, this is the Virgin Marula Luxury Face Oil. I believe they have a few sizes of this one. They have a smaller bottle for cheaper. This is the largest bottle and it is $72. This is great. This is a great everyday facial oil, and a lot of times they recommend mixing this with other things to make it more hydrating, more nourishing, or a little bit more of like a intense hydration. For example, I'll use this by itself probably 5 nights out of the week, but I'll mix these together maybe 2 nights out of the week when my skin's feeling a little bit drier. It says you can apply this to your face, neck, chest, hands, back of arms, or any place needing hydration. Does not leave a greasy residue, which I do think is very, very true. So this is just a good kind of catch-all if you need a little bit of hydration here or there. It is a very clear oil, and this is what it looks like. Very, very hydrating, and after it kind of like seeps into the skin, it does do a good job of not leaving behind too much of a greasy residue. This is something that I have reached for quite a bit. The price point is a little excessive, but I have noticed it hasn't clogged my pores at all. I haven't gotten those little comedones or whatever they're called, which I typically do experience whenever I'm using a facial oil that is not as good on my skin as this. So if you're looking for a facial oil, definitely recommend it. Is it in my top 3? No, it might be in my top 5. That being said, what are my top 3 and what will I actually rebuy again? Well, as I kind of already hinted at, the sunscreen, the Protini, and the jelly cleanser are the things that I use literally every single day, and they also happen to be, in my opinion, most justified at their price point. So these are the 3 that I will, without a shadow of a doubt, without a hesitation, rebuy and recommend full-heartedly. My will likely rebuy is going to be the Hydra serum and then the eye cream. Like I said, these are a little bit pricey for what you're getting, in my opinion, so it makes it a little bit painful to rebuy it, but I really love the product itself. And as I continue to get to a point to where I'm comfortable spending a little bit more on skincare, and maybe even spending less and less on makeup, cutting that out a little bit more, I might be able to justify rebuying these a bit more. And last but not least, I really like them, but they're pretty pricey. Maybe I'll get these as a Christmas present to myself category is going to be the F-Balm, the water facial mask, and the Marula oil. These are both pretty pricey, but I have really loved using them. Those are my top favorites. That's what I recommend, completely unsponsored, unbiased. Like I said, I will have all these linked down below if you want to check them out for yourself. Thank you for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed this other unsponsored review, and if there's any other brands that you want me to try out for a month or two, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to try them out because I just enjoy reviewing things. I love y'all with my absolute whole heart. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.